콩쥐팥쥐. Once upon a time in a village, there lived 콩쥐 and 팥쥐. 콩쥐 had no mother. When she was young, her real mother passed away, and from then, she lived with her stepmother and stepsister. Her stepmother was very mean. She only loved her daughter, 팥쥐, and was always hard on 콩쥐. 콩쥐 did all of the house chores. She had no time to rest, having to do kitchen work, scooping up water, and plowing the field. The stepmother gave pretty silk clothes and tasty foods to 팥쥐, but she gave worn-out clothes to 콩쥐, and she became shabbier day by day. One day, 콩쥐 and 팥쥐 went to plow the field. The stepmother gave a hoe made of iron to 팥쥐, but gave a hoe made of wood to 콩쥐. 팥쥐 comfortably plowed the farm. With a strong hoe made of iron, she plowed the farm easily. 콩쥐 tried to pluck the grass and plow the field, but it was not easy to do with a hoe made of wood. So 콩쥐 plowed the field with her hands, and her fingertips began to bleed. 팥쥐 soon did all of her work and went back home. 콩쥐 plowed the farm until the sun went down. Then suddenly, there came a big cow.
콩쥐, my dear child, what are you doing?
콩쥐 confessed about her sad story. Then the cow said,
Oh, my dear child, you must be tired. Don't worry, I will help you.
The cow quickly plowed the farm and went away saying,
콩쥐, I'm actually your mother. I'm always watching you from the sky, so no matter how many hardships you face, do not lose hope.
콩쥐 looked at the direction the cow disappeared for a long time. Knowing that her mother was watching her from the sky, she felt like all of the pain and tiredness was going away. Before long, there was a big party to welcome their newly appointed magistrate in town. Everyone in the town waited for the party day, thinking of seeing the magistrate's handsome face and eating tasty food. Finally, it was the morning of the party. With a fluttering heart, 콩쥐 ironed her shabby clothes, washed her face, and got ready to go to the party. Usually, she was so busy doing house chores that she did not even have a chance to look at the mirror, nor did she have even one piece of clean clothing. However, she washed her face and her beautiful face was exposed. The stepmother became jealous looking at pretty 콩쥐, because no matter what beautiful clothes 팥쥐 wore, her cranky face made her look ugly. So the stepmother told 콩쥐,
Hey, what are you dressing up for? What? Mother, I'm going to the party too. You said I could go yesterday. Yes, of course you can go to the party. When did I tell you not to go there? But if you want to go, you've got to finish your work first, grind all the grain in the yard, and weave all the ham clothes for our family. Also, fill up the water jar with water. Hurry up and finish it.
Stepmother only took 팥쥐 to the party, and after giving 콩쥐 all these chores, 콩쥐 sighed. What stepmother told her to do was impossible to finish, even if she worked for a month. Besides, the jar that stepmother told her to fill was broken at the bottom and impossible to fill. 콩쥐 sat for a while and started to cry. Suddenly, a bright light shone, and a pretty fairy came down from the sky. The fairy told 콩쥐,
Don't cry, beautiful 콩쥐. Your mother, our fairy's friend, told us to help you. We will help you to go to the party. Don't worry.
Then birds flew from somewhere and started to peck and crush the grain in the yard. The fairy started to weave the ham clothes. And then one big toad appeared and blocked the broken bottom of the jar, so that water could be filled up soon. In short time, they finished the work that the stepmother told 콩쥐 to do. And then the fairy gave 콩쥐 pretty clothes and flower-embroidered shoes. 콩쥐 thanked the fairy, changed into pretty clothes and shoes, and went to magistrate's party. When crossing the bridge near the government office that held the party, there was a large sound.
Stay back! It's the new magistrate's presence. Get out of the way!
Trying to step aside in a hurry, 콩쥐 dropped one of her flower-embroidered shoes into the river. The magistrate saw a beautiful girl floundering on the top of the bridge of the river. Then he got off the horse and approached to the girl. 콩쥐 was surprised and afraid. He would scold her for not stepping aside. So 콩쥐 could not get the shoe and ran away. After that day, the magistrate could not forget the girl who he met on the bridge. So he announced to all the villages in town that he was looking for the owner of the flower-embroidered shoes. Also, he said he would visit everywhere in town to find the owner. 콩쥐, coming back from the party, hid the clothes and the shoe and pretended she was working. However, one day, when 팥쥐 was rummaging for food in the shed, she found the clothes and the shoe that 콩쥐 had hidden. 팥쥐 took the clothes and a shoe and went to her mother to tell about them. The stepmother thought about the poster in the village and realized that the magistrate was looking for 콩쥐. So she hid the clothes and the shoe again and thought out of an evil act. Finally, the day came that the magistrate would visit 콩쥐's village. The stepmother told 콩쥐 to gather wild herbs from a distant mountain in the morning on purpose. Then she waited for the magistrate. The magistrate stopped by 콩쥐's house. Then he asked stepmother, "I'm looking for the owner of the shoe. Do you know who it is?"
Of course I know whose one is. It's my daughter, 팥쥐's shoe. You don't know how sad my daughter was after losing the shoe. It's very grateful for you to return the shoe personally.
And she held out 팥쥐 to front. 팥쥐 held the clothes and the shoe in her hand and smiled at the magistrate. The magistrate was shocked. The girl who he saw on the bridge was pretty as a fairy, but the girl in front of him looked wickedly ugly. But 팥쥐 had the other side of the shoe for sure. So the wise magistrate used his head. "Really? If it is yours, try to put on the shoe out. I want to see you with both shoes on your feet." 팥쥐 put her feet into the shoes. However, since she always ate and never worked all day, she got fat and did not fit in the shoes. 팥쥐 and her mother tried to make put on the shoes, but the feet would not go in. At that moment, 콩쥐, who went out to gather wild herbs, came back. She tried to go into the kitchen to wash the herbs. At that time, the magistrate found her. Although she was shabby, he was sure he was the girl from the bridge. "Go and make her try to put on the shoes." 콩쥐 put on the shoes and the magistrate's order. The shoes fit perfectly. The magistrate was very delighted. Then he was upset with stepmother for acting harshly on 콩쥐. The magistrate punished the stepmother and 팥쥐 and banished them from the village. Then he married 콩쥐 and lived happily ever after.